I've been a zombie game enthusiast for as long as I can remember, immersing myself in titles like Call of Duty Zombies, Dead Island, Dead Rising and Left 4 Dead. One standout experience that has stayed with me is Dying Light, developed by Techland, the creators behind the original Dead Island. Released in 2015, Dying Light introduced a fresh take on survival horror, combining the genre with dynamic parkour mechanics set in the fictional Middle Eastern city of Haran. Players navigate the urban landscape using fluid parkour movements, evading the undead and utilizing their agility to survive. The game's day and night cycle adds another layer of tension. While the infected are slow and predictable during the day, they become more aggressive and unpredictable after dark, making nighttime exploration a perilous endeavor. I first experienced Dying Light on the Xbox One in 2015 and it left a lasting impression. Years later, I decided to revisit the game on PlayStation, aiming to achieve 100% completion, not only in the main game, but also across all downloadable content, trophy-wise. This journey reaffirmed my appreciation for Techland's innovative approach to the zombie genre, blending intense survival horror with exhilarating parkour action. This is a story of how I re-experienced the best zombie game and 100% got every trophy the game had to offer. You play as Kyle Crane, undercover GRE agent, here to find some documents stolen. You don't know what is inside of these documents, but the GRE wants it so badly that they send you into a zombies-filled city where Crane gets bitten at the start. With the suppressing drug of antacin, supply lowering as well, a race against time starts to find the documents and to find a cure. Now, I am not going to go too in-depth into the story of Dying Light. Honestly, you should experience it for yourself. Even though the game originally released in 2015, it still holds up incredibly well even 10 years later. My journey with Dying Light began on April 27th of 2021 when I repurchased the game. Unfortunately, I don't have any footage from that early playthrough, but I had already beaten the game and earned 21 out of the 69 available trophies. On my way to chasing the Platinum Trophy. In Dying Light, zombies are highly sensitive to sound, so you have to be careful about making too much noise. Loud sounds can attract virals, fast parkouring zombies that will relentlessly chase you everywhere except inside safe zones. I have to thank my friend Charlie for getting me back into the trophy grind in late 2024. Together we tackled the Bozak Horde DLC, a brutal series of time challenges that you must complete solo or in co-op. We managed to overcome all the obstacles Bozak threw at us. Then, in true chaotic friendship fashion, she shot me so she could earn a specific trophy, and later I returned the favor. Both times we each earned a trophy for completing the Bozak challenge and being the last one standing. During this time I also learned how to craft exploding arrows and electric arrows, though to be honest I barely touched them after earning the trophies. Still, the explosive arrows quickly became my favorite between the two of them. Around then, I also reached level 10 in agility. It is worth mentioning that in Dying Light you level up 3 separate skill trees: Survivor, Agility and Power. Each one affects different aspects of your gameplay and progression. You earn trophies along the way while you're playing, but after a while, I quit. All because of one trophy: Polyarmory. To earn it, you have to complete 5 quests with 3 different partners in the same game session. I even posted a request for help on PSN profiles, but for months there was nothing. Then, one morning at 7 AM, just an hour before I had to leave for work, I heard the Discord notification sound. Someone had seen my post and was ready to help. If I was ready, I thought, fuck it. And the grind began again. With the 3 co-op partners, we repeatedly ran the mission Stuffed Turtle. A short, fast mission you can finish in under 2 minutes. And 10 minutes before I had to leave for work, I finally unlocked it. In the following days, I planned out a full route to finish getting the Platinum Trophy, and even 100% completion for the game. I added a fire elemental effect to my sword, faced my fears and went after a Volatile, one of the most dangerous zombies in the game. Volatiles are terrifying, fast and relentless, especially at night. You can stun them with UV light, but killing one is a real challenge. I used the Bozak bow, a powerful reward you can get from the Bozak Horde to take one down. While finishing up side quests, I hit Survivor rank 18 and knocked out a few more trophies, including shooting 10 bandits in the head, which was a DLC trophy, and that was my final one from the Bozak Horde. After that, I finally headed to bed. The next morning, when I booted up the game, I noticed an update. Because Dying Light was now officially 10 years old. The developers had reintroduced old events like Hyper Mode, which lets you kick enemies ridiculous distances and take less fall damage. I took full advantage of these events, using them to absolutely dominate the undead, while having a ton of fun. I grabbed 15 relief packages during my side quest, and climbed a total of 8,848 meters across various objects throughout the city. Using my enhanced kicking ability, I sent over 100 zombies flying off cliffs and rooftops. Over the next few days, I managed to complete all the side quests in the game. I even got my buddy Mr. Choose online to help me out. We reloaded the game and ran through 10 co-op competitions together, while winning 7 of them along the way. During this grind, I lured zombies into the electric vent traps scattered around Haran, frying 25 of them. I captured all the safe zones so I could finally rest, and more importantly, evade the volatiles at night. I also completed every quarantine zone and even snagged a DLC trophy by opening 5 GRE chests inside of them. The game also has a series of combat challenges, and one of them required killing 30 zombies with unlimited shurikens. That challenge helped me unlock the Game of a Catch trophy, where you have to kill 50 zombies with throwing weapons. Thanks to the in-game events, I got a big advantage with reduced gravity. I breezed through some agility and power challenges and earned the I'm a Runner and a Fighter trophy along the way. Throughout Haran, you'll often find survivors under attack, sometimes by zombies and sometimes by bandits. Both types of rescue events have trophies tied to them, and I managed to complete the zombie rescue one. While working through the other trophies, I shoved a burning zombie onto a spike trap, killed 5 bolters, you know, those like annoying fast moving zombies that run when they spot you, and I blinded 25 zombies at night with light traps. Facing my fears, once again, I took on the volatiles at night, blinding them with UV light and tearing them apart with my shotgun. It was intense, but incredibly satisfying. I kept pushing forward, so I got 5 zombies to dance using electricity traps, used my gravity powers to ground pound 25 enemies, and I yeeted 50 zombies across the map. I even recreated a classic YouTube reference at night, and then decided to finally take a break, for a little while at least. Real life called, it was test season, and studying had to come first over the grind. Good news though, I passed my tests, and you know what that means. After being stressed and maybe a little bit depressed through the term, it was finally time to return to Haran and finish what I started. I mapped out every collectible across the city and began the long process of collecting them all. I even managed to craft 100 medkits along the way. After about 3 hours, I grabbed my final collectible. I thought, this is it. Today's the day I get my platinum. But how wrong I was. Remember in this video when I mentioned saving survivors from zombies and bandits? Yeah, now it was bandit time. In my opinion, this is one of the worst trophies in the game. If you're not constantly checking your map or fast traveling at the right times, it can feel like pure luck. I tried bouncing between the slums and Old Town hoping to find survivor events, but it was painfully inconsistent. I even tried a method I found on PSN profiles where you load an old save and follow a route that supposedly spawns survivors. But honestly, it didn't feel 100% reliable either. Then, finally I found a tip online that changed everything. Survivors attacked by bandits spawn much more frequently in the DLC The Following. So I grabbed my grappling hook, my high level gear and set off to the countryside of Haran in The Following expansion. The Following is massive, bigger than both the slums and Old Town maps combined, and traveling it on foot will be a nightmare. Luckily, this DLC introduces a drivable buggy, which is both a blessing and a curse. It's fast, but it constantly needs repairs and fuel, which you can scavenge from abandoned cars and vendors around the maps. Gas stations also carry extra fuel if you're in a pinch. Now that you know the basics, the story picks up right after the end of the main game. Kyle Crane continues his search for a cure to the Haran virus. Rumors of a cure lead him to the countryside, where he quickly realizes that instead of salvation, he's dealing with cultists, bandits, and even worse, horrors. Not even 5 minutes into exploring, after reaching the edge of a cliff, I unlocked my first trophy in the following. I won't spoil the story here. Just like the main game, the following is an experience you really should play for yourself. In my opinion, it's the perfect way to complete the Dying Light journey. I witnessed a cult meeting and leveled up from a stranger in the lands to a true believer. Along the way, I reunited with an old friend, I guess, and was faced with a difficult choice. With the story wrapped up, it was time to dive into the miscellaneous trophy grant. But something unexpected happened. During a survivor call, where someone was being attacked by bandits, I finally had a chance to test if the rumors were true. And it worked. I earned the Bandit Survivor Trophy. Just minutes before that, I also randomly found a wrench. Like the RNG gods themselves were nudging me towards victory. Using that wrench, I pulled off a drop attack on a zombie, feeling like a certain Italian plumber, and snagged another trophy. But most importantly, I got the platinum. With the platinum unlocked, it was time to wrap up the remaining DLC trophies. I beat a demolisher by repeatedly ramming him with my buggy, won an easy race, but I upgraded my vehicle beforehand. Make sure to do that because this trophy is miserable, and if you fail, you need to replay the DLC. I also destroyed 500 zombies with my buggy, took down 50 scarecrows scattered across the countryside, and eventually reached driver rank 12. Following completed, it was time for the final piece of the puzzle. The part I had purposely saved for last. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Parkour Fever DLC. This DLC introduces a series of tough parkour challenges back in the game. You have to beat a set of parkour runs for the Boy Who Could Run trophy, but you can stack these challenges with GD Parkour Instructor, which requires you to complete them at night. Yes, at night, when visibility is trash and volatiles are lurking everywhere. The challenges are brutal at first, but after enough trial and error, and maybe a little bit of rage on the side, you start breaking through them one by one. Just an important tip is you cannot use your grappling hook. If you do so, you immediately fail the challenge, so make sure your agility skill is maxed out before even attempting this. I started grinding this at 6 PM on the 18th of April, and by 10 PM I completed my final challenge. The Boy Who Could Run popped. Mission accomplished! Or so I thought. Something was wrong. GD Parkour Instructor didn't pop. I was confused and immediately checked the forums. Turns out you have to finish the challenges specifically between 10 PM and 6 AM in game. If you go past 6 AM, you have to redo the challenge at night. But which challenge had I failed? I spent another hour redoing challenges, combing through everything. Then, when reviewing my trophy recording, I noticed it. When I completed my final run, it said night survived, meaning it ticked over to daytime. So, I redid the final challenge again, this time making sure it was safely within nighttime hours. And when I crossed the finish line, there it was. GD Parkour Instructor unlocked. The final trophy was mine. After 10 years, I can finally say to my younger self, I finished Dying Light, 100% achievement or trophy wise. This game was absolutely phenomenal, a real breath of fresh air after playing so much Call of Duty. As for Dying Light 2, well, that one hasn't been as kind to me. I'm still debating whether or not to go for 100% there before Dying Light the Beast releases, which I 100% will be covering trophy wise when the time comes. Anyway, that wraps up my full 100% experience for Dying Light trophy wise. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe for more content like this. Future Platinum runs will be streamed live and I'll be way more active on the channel from now on. Thank you so much for watching. This is Flaming signing off. Have a nice day, evening, or night!